Hello everyone, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. We're working on the boxy section, so let's keep doing the boxy section. Boxy section, yes. I'm sure there's a tongue twist you could form out of that. So there's 3. Ooh, boxy and delta and Gemini, interesting. Okay, boxy and delta and Gemini. So there's an interesting little thing going on here, I guess. Is there? Is that? This is a 3. So if, for example, you're a 1, this would have to be a 1. That would have to be a 1. But then this would have to be a 1, and we have a problem. Because they have to be different to each other. So, you're not a 1, at the very least. You at least do this. So you at least do this. And you at least don't go down there, so that has to be a 1. So I think this has to be a 2 then. Right? Because how else would this fit? Yeah. Okay. So like that, I think that's true. So then 2 here. Then with a 1 here. This is not a 1. It's potentially a 2, it's potentially more than a 2. And this is not a 1 or a 2. And to be clear, I mean, in terms of shape, I don't mean just area. 1, it's not a 1 or a 2. So, and this is not a 2. So it's going to be a 3. Well, it could be more than 3, of course. Okay, remember, so if it is a 3 though, okay, so this has to be a 3, maybe. If it's a 3 though, then it goes along like this, but then that would have to be the same shape. Okay, hold on, we can do this. That's true. So it's not a 3, because it has to be boxy, so it's a 4. Does that work out nicely with all the deltas? Looks like it will. Yeah, okay. So that's a 4. So we need another boxy thing here. Sorry, another 2x2 here. Wait, in fact, this... No, it could just be a 2, or it could be a 3. However, if this is a 3, this would have to be a 3 here, and it would block off this from being a 2x2. So it's not a 3, it's a 2. And it can't go down, so it has to go that way. So you're a 1, and then you're that. Done! Hooray! Another 3. Boxy mingle shape. Okay, boxy mingle shape. Boxy mingle shape. Boxy mingle shape. Without any other constraints here, just this wall. Okay. Boxy mingle shape. Sure. What? You can't be a single, because if you were, you'd be a single, but then mingle shape is broken. So you must go that way or that way. You go that way, that's going to be a single. You go that way, then you're a 2, and this stuff to not be a 2, but it could be a 1. It could be like 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. In fact, I see something interesting there. 2, 1, 2, 1. Then these have to be neither a 2 nor a 1, so they have to be like 3. But then what happens here? It can't be a 2 because of this. It can't be 2 1s because of the mingle shape. Okay. But I mean, what if just 4? Or what if 3, 1, 1? Oof. So I guess, okay. What am I saying? So you can be a 1, or you can be part of a 2. If you are a 1, then this is not a 1 and must continue down here, at least that far. And if that's the case, then this can't be a 2. It also can't be a 3 or 4. So in fact, that's an immediate issue, isn't it? If that's a 1, 2 there. Well, unless we go for a 3, of course. If that's a 1, 2 there is a problem because this can't be a 2. So it has to be a 1, but then these have to be 1s. Because it can't be anything bigger. Yes. Okay, so then let's say you continue a 3. Then 1, 1. It could also be a 4 and a 1. Okay, what was I going to say about this? Something. You then couldn't be a 1 or a 3, but that's fine. You could be a 2. I had an idea for something, but I'm not sure what it was. There's something about this being surrounded by 3 things that's interesting. Maybe. Maybe this can't be a 1? If this were a 1, then this could be a 1, so it'd be a 2. This couldn't be a 1, so it'd be a 2, but then that'd be a 1. There we go. This can't be a 1, so this extends out. Okay, at the very least to there. Maybe further. I guess we can put these in as well. Then, is there something I can similarly say about this? If this were a 1, this would be a 2, but then that'd be a 1. Yeah, okay, so you also extend out. At least that far. Okay, so then you, maybe? If you're a 1, then you can't be a 1, you have to go to there. You would be a 2, so this would have to continue. This would have to continue, then that would have to be a 1. And we have a problem. So you can't be a 1 either, is that what we're saying? So these have to be 3s. I think that's what we're saying. And this has to be a 2. And then this can't be a 2 or a 3, so it has to be a 1. This can't be a 2 or a 3, so it has to be a 1, and you're a 4. Okay, I'm sure there was a nice way of doing that, but I guess that worked. I guess that worked. Wait, is this, which area are you in? Which area are you in? I don't even know. Is this part of this or not part of this? No, this is a different thing. Size separation. I'm not sure what you belong to though. Size separation. Oh, I guess we're doing it. If we open it, we do it. 3, this, that. Well, only that can fit in here. So you are like this. Size separation. Neighbor regions have different areas. So since this is this, and that is 5, this is also 5. That means this must be surrounded with these 3s. Okay, if you need to be surrounded by 3s, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means this goes in many different ways. Oh, well, I guess not only that, but then the space next to those 3s needs to leave something nice. So if e.g., I was going to say this is bad, but that's not true because that could be like that. Yeah, that's actually good. This track reminds me a little bit of Ocarina of Time. The title screen music, I think. Maybe? Or is there something else? Maybe something else. We know this is a part of 3. We know these are all parts of 3s. You're a 3, 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 3, you're a 3, you're, no, not you. You're a 3, you're a 3. Okay. Well, okay, so if you're a 3 and you stick out in one of these directions, which you must, then you go adjacent to another X. Ah, okay, so hold on. So similarly for you, if you stick out. Okay, so if you stick out in one of these directions, you must connect to one of these. Oh, hold on. Even better, because these two are adjacent to each other, they must be part of the same 3. Yes. Okay, so that's true. So therefore that doesn't go that way, it goes that way. These must be part of the same thing. This can't go that way, so it has to go this way, like, or down or up. That's either way is fine, but it can't go that way. This can't join those, so it has to go to that one. Okay, there we go. Took me a little moment to figure that out, but Alrighty. This definitely can't go that way. This definitely can't go that way. So this has to go like this. Yes. Okay. Then what have we got? This cannot be you. So it has to be you in some formation. This formation. So that's that. Then we've got a thing here, which could be either of them. However, then this would have to be both a 5 and a 3, which it cannot be. So you're going to be like this. Then you're going to be a 3. Then this is going to be that. And you're going to be a 3. Then you're going to be like that. And you're going to be a 3. Then probably that. Definitely that. Not definitely that. Well, if that's like that, what do we do here? Nothing. So yeah, it's that. So you go that way. Oh, I'm worried about this now. Am I? No, I'm not worried about this. We're fine. Okay. So still don't know which side this goes up on. This will be a 3 here. 3 and 3. But this can't go that way because it'd be next to this 3. So it has to go up. So that has to be part of you. Okay. So this is going to be a 5, 5, 5. So this is 3 has to go like that. Like this. Done. Yay! Hurrah! Okay, back to epoxy stuff. Ooh. Doing a 6 now. Doing a 6 now. Let's do this 5 on this hill. Oh, it's a duck or something. Or some kind of bird. A swan, maybe? Trying to figure out what kind of bird it is. I think it's just generic bird. Boxy mismatch. Okay, so you're that. So you are not that. You could be a 2 or a 3. If you're a 2, this has to be a 1. If you're a 3, this has to be 2. Okay, what's wrong with either of those? I mean, at least this is true. You'd have to be a 1 because you couldn't be a 2 if this stopped here. So if you're a 1, we would have this, so then this would have to be not a 1 and not a 2, so 3 or a 4 or whatever. Okay, and if you continue, you'd have to be a 2. Okay. What's wrong with any of this? You could be a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or anything, whatever you like. Maybe I'm not actually supposed to start here? Two. You're a 1. You're not a 1, you're at least there. Then you have to be not what this is, but that's fine. Well, if you're a 3... Huh. How do I do this? I suppose it is a 5. Is there somewhere else I can start? But there's like no constraints over here. So that doesn't feel right. It's gotta be from here. Can't be that one. I've given the swan an eye. This has to go to at least here. This could be a 1. That could be a 4. Oof. What the heck? What do we do about this? So just to double check, this is a 3. You'd have to be a 2. This can't be a 3, but it could be a 1 or a 2. It could be a 2 like that. It could be a 2 or 3, but it could be a 1. Mismatch. All regions have different. Oh my gosh. It's like so similar to the other one. What's the other one called? Mingle shape. Oh, it's so similar. It's too similar. Mismatch. All regions have different shapes. Okay, that does affect things. Obviously. It's so difficult to recognize these different things. I think also the mingle shape picture looks very similar to this, which makes me also just like think they're the same thing. Okay, it's not mingle shape. They all have to be different. All right, so if it's a 2, that has to be a 1, which it can't be because of this one. So you're a 3. Okay. Well, there we go. So now 1, 2, and 3 are taken. Yes, 1, 2, and 3 are taken. So you can't be a 1 or a 2, so you're going to be a 4. And then you can't be a 1, 2, or a 3, so you're a 4 like that. You're going to be a 5 like that. Okay, suddenly this makes a lot more sense. However, we've got to then resolve this. Oh dear. Really? Really? So we've got a 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's think about what could we do with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in theory, but then this couldn't be part of anything. So since this can't go down to here, then, and it can't fit that way either, it's going to have to be at least 2 wide and come down a bit, right? Yes. At least that, but more than that for sure. Okay. I think this little bit here is going to be helpful in some way. I think this is going to be a 2 by 3, right? So this can't be a 1, 2, or a 3. That's as far as it can extend. It can't be this. So it's going to be this. They can't join this because it has to be boxy. So that is you done. In which case you have to keep going. So this has to come out this way and be like longer than all the other things. So you're a 2 by 4. So it's going to have to be at least that. So you're that, you're that. Okay, this might be a 3 by 3. If that's, are we done? If this were to continue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say it's a 7. Well, then we wouldn't be able to fit stuff in like these. Would be, I mean, I can see it, right? It's this. I can see it. That'll do. Okay. Which one was that? Oh, that's the 5 on top of the hill. Okay. We're not doing the 6. We could do... Have we made this gold yet? There's 4 more to make a gold. Okay. Maybe we could speedrun. Oh. Maybe not. Well, these are easy. Mingle shape. Neighboring... oh my gosh. Like, they do look so similar. The colours are so similar. I think it'd be good if they had different colours. Then I wouldn't just, like, mix... well, I probably still would mix them up sometimes, but not as much. This can only go that way. But we don't have solitary or whatever it's called. Solitude. So, in theory, things can overlap too, but that's fine for that one. This is going to go that way. This feels very constrained. What's going on? Am I misunderstanding something again? Maybe. We'll see. I'm probably misunderstanding something. Or maybe I'm supposed to just do this and then the logic is more about what do you do with the remaining negative space. Possibly. So for example, this can't go down because it would leave a 2 up here, or 2 1s, which we can't have. So it has to go this way, leaving that as a 1. Okay, this can't be a 1, so it has to be a 2. This can't be a 1 or a 2, so it has to be at least a 3, but it can't be a 3, so it has to be a 4. So let's use that. This can't be a 1, so it has to be a 2, but there's a 2 here, so it has to be a 3, and it has to stop there. This can't go to the left, because then this couldn't be a 1 or a 2, so you have to go up. So I think this is just a 4. That can't be a 1. Could be a 2, but then what could this be? Nothing, so yeah, it's a 4. If this goes this way, then it has to be a 2 or 2 1, so it can't be. Same as this situation up here, so you're a 1. This 3 cannot touch here, actually, so it has to go horizontally. If it has to go horizontally, then it has to at least go to here, right? It may be here or it may be here. This can't be a 1, so you have to join to that. This 4 can only fit in horizontally now. So it's either there or there. If this goes here, well, so this can't be a 1, so either it could be a 2 going upwards, that'd be fine. Then 4 and 3. Or it could be this 3. In which case that could be a 1 or it could be part of the 4. There's quite a few things that could happen there. I think there's a problem with you going this way, isn't there? Same as we had down here somewhere. This bit, I think. So if you go this way, yeah, it's exactly this, same layout. If you go this way, then what do you do with you? Can't be a 1, can't be a 2. Yeah, okay, so you go this way. So that makes the 4 go that way. That means that's can't be a 1, so it has to be like that. Oh gosh, we're done. Was not expecting that. I guess it's not possible to divide. Are you telling me if I had a 4x4 grid with these rules, the answer is just to shade them all in? Well, I mean, it's a region division puzzle, so there would be nothing to do because you just have to put a border around the outside. I suppose you could do a region division puzzle where there's no border around the outside, and you potentially have to fill it in. Is that true? A 4x4 has no other way of subdividing it with these rules. That feels wrong, but it must be right, otherwise this wouldn't work. No, this has got extra constraints because it's got these adjacent to it. Yes, of course, there we go. And so I assume you could figure out that this has to be this, I guess. But I'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Oh, sorry, we were speedrunning, weren't we? That's not speedrunning. Oh gosh, what the heck is this? Boxy area number, Gemini Delta. Boxy area number. Gemini Delta. So we know you're not whatever shape the 6 is. It could still be a 6. Although, not really. The 6 couldn't fit in there. Okay, and the 6 also doesn't go here. This 6 can't be a long 6, so it is a 2x3. It can't go into either of this space or this space, because then I'd have to put a 2x3 in here, which it can't fit. So if it can't go there or there, it has to go here, right? Yep, okay, I think that might be the start. In which case, that. In which case, that. In which case, that. In which case, that. Delta, so that has to be at least that. What are our rules? Boxy is a rule, so this has to be that. Are we allowed a 1 here? I guess we're allowed a 1 here. So then we've got this 4 and this 2. This has to be different from this, so it can't be the 2. But it could be a 2 going that way, but it can't be a 2. So it's part of the 4. Yes, it's just that, right? I hope so. In which case, this is also that. In which case, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's fine. This is also that. This is not a 6. It's something else. Okay. What does that mean? This 4 cannot go here, so it goes upwards like this, right? I was thinking that's not possible, but it is. And then this is something else. Can we have 2 2s? I guess we can have 2 2s. No, we can't. Oh yeah, because of you. So 2 1s? Yes. There we go. Speedrun. Boxy mismatch. Mismatch. All of them are different. All of them are different. But boxy. Oh dear. So yeah, we've got these areas that like, so you're either a 1 or a 2 or a 2 by 2, and that is all the things you could be. The same is true over here. You can either be a 1 or a 2 or a 2 by 2. And then the same is true here. You can either be a 1 or a 2 or a 2 by 2. Yes. Okay, so that is interesting. That means that the 1... There are 3 options for those spaces. And all these 3 areas are going to use them. Right? So 1, 2, and 2 by 2 are all used up already. Okay. By these spaces. I don't know where, I don't know which ones they go in yet. Well, that definitely can't be a 2 going upwards. It could be 2 going sideways. Yeah, what's the next step of this? So yes, these 3 are all used up by these. But can I draw off the edge of the... Can I draw on the grass? No. Oh, look, you see it like fade out. I wonder if I am drawing there. It's just faded out. Anyway, speedrun. Boxy. So because of this, so one of these is going to be a 1. Is there one that I can say definitely can't be a 1? If you're a 1, then you can't be a 1, so you have to be a 2. But then this has to be a 1, so you can't be a 1. So you're either this or this. If you are a 2, you must go vertically. So the 1 is either here or here. Can I rule out another one as being a 1? I think it might be this one actually. If you're a 1, then you can't be a 1, then you have to be a 2. Yeah, because this is the same situation, just like flipped. Then you have to be a 1, and you can't be. So the 1 is here. I think. I hope. So you can't be a 1. You're at least a 2. But you're not a 2, so you're at least a 3. Okay. So you can't be... So it's 1, 2, and 2 by 2 that are taken. So you can't be a 1. You can't be a 2. You can't be a 3 because of this. So you're a 4, and this is the 2. So this is the 2 by 2. Done. That was cool. That was very neat. One more. Let's do it. Let us do it. In fact, there might not be many more. I'm not sure which area you belong to. There's probably some more secret ones around, but we've got you, and we've got you, I think. Wait, I see another bit of light there. Oh, there. Oh, it's a 3. Sure, let's do the 3. It's a heart puzzle. Is there a heart in every area? Maybe. This is where you can see that this definitely has different lighting to the area around it. Boxy area number. That's all we got. Boxy area number. That's everything. You could be a 1. You could be the 4. You could be a 3. You could be a 3. I mean, you are a 3. 4. 4 could go down. Well, 4 can't go down. Because if it did, there's not enough room for these 2s. So this, that, 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 that. Have I done this right? I've done this right. You can only be this now. Done? Well, that was nice and simple. Hey, we got the gold thing. Hooray. All right, we'll leave it there. We got gold in one of these areas. We've done this one as well, but I think those might be the only two. No, we've done this one as well. Okay. But there's a lot more. There's this, that. One down here, isn't there? Yeah, you. We haven't even got silver there. You. This is terrifying. Maybe we'll jump back up to this part again next time. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, I'll see you then, folks. Goodbye.